So before today's video, I just want to say that it really didn't go very well. I'll still put it all in the video anyway, just to show you how it went and what went wrong. But I'll leave a couple links down in the description to people who have done charcoal firings that have actually succeeded. Because there's a lot of people out there who've made videos and done it a lot better than me. So those links will be down in the description, but hope you enjoy watching anyway. I'm just making a charcoal pit here. It's going to be a mud mound filled with wood. There's one hole, 4 holes even around it, and there'll be a hole at the top. It will be lit at the top, and it will burn down through, and then once fire reaches these holes here, they'll be sealed up, and then the wood inside will have pyrolyzed to charcoal. Alright, the charcoal pit is now ready, and how this works is a small amount of air is allowed in through the holes at the bottom that allows a small bit of the wood to burn, and the heat generated by that bit of the wood burning is what turns the rest of it into charcoal. Not all of it's allowed to burn because there's not enough oxygen being let in, and once the wood is all starting to burn, we're going to block off these holes so no more oxygen can get in. And the gas released from the top is wood gas, which can be stored and used, but I don't have the stuff to do that yet. But I'll get back to you when it's all lit. So the pit is now lit, the charcoal mound is now lit. As you can see, it's pouring out mainly steam at the moment because the wood's quite damp, but as it heats up, that will all evaporate out and it will mainly be wood gas. Now it's just really a waiting game and keeping an eye on it to make sure you don't let it burn for too long with the fire visible from these bottom holes, because that means oxygen's getting to it and you're losing your charcoal. I'll come back in a bit when it's burnt down a bit more, show you what it looks like then. So it's actually been about an hour since I first tried to get the mound going, and it's only just now going around getting going properly, and I found out that it was because my air holes had actually become blocked by falling mud as I was building the mound and as I was patting down the cracks. And these pits work by natural draft, so as the air is heated at the top here, it rises up and creates a draft of air, pulling air up through the holes and feeding the fire. So when the air can't get in through these holes, it's got nothing and it just slowly burnt out at the top. And I had to piss around for a long time with small sticks and that before I realised that it wasn't anything to do with the heat on the top, it was the lack of air. Now it's beginning to get going a bit nicer. The wood's quite damp today anyway, but it should still be dry enough to get going after a bit. So I'll come back to you when it's beginning to burn down a bit more. I just want to show you these plants here called wood avens or clove root. You probably recognise them because they're really common and because of these little prickly seeds that stick to all your cloves. And the roots of these plants, this is quite a small set of roots here. Sometimes, a lot of the time, they're quite bigger than this, but contain a chemical which I think is called eugenol, which smells really similar to cinnamon or clove, which is why they're called clove root sometimes. And that can be dried and used in place of those herbs, in place of those spices even. Yeah. So as you can see, I've added a small chimney to this, which I don't think is what you'd normally do at all with a charcoal pit, but really wasn't burning. The wood had taken a long time to dry out, and I think I hadn't given it enough room for the small amounts of air to flow in through the bits of wood, so I just needed to give something to create more of a draft. As you can see, it is burning more now, but yeah, the fact that it's burning all on one side like that has made me worried that there might be air coming in through here, so I've given it a really good smooth off. Doesn't seem to have made a difference, so I'm hoping it's just the way it's burning. So I'm going to slowly be feeding it small bits of wood through the top here, just to make it so there's not a big air pocket at the top, and give us a little bit more charcoal. So yeah, we'll see how it goes as it burns down more towards them bigger bits of wood at the bottom. I've got to go somewhere now, so I can't sit here and tend to this anymore. So I'm going to have to close it up now, and then come back tomorrow and see how far it managed to actually burn through. I think it's probably coming to about there, burning down. So it should have a little bit of charcoal in there. We'll see how it goes. So I'm back at the charcoal mound today, and because when I left it yesterday, large cracks in it formed, letting air in, meaning it kept burning over the night. But hopefully the cracks didn't form too big and didn't allow enough air in for it all to burn away. I'm going to go get some water from down at the stream, cool it off, and see what we can salvage. So we're just going to pour this water onto it. And it's going to seep through the cracks and wet the charcoal. Can't do anything about that. Just going to have to dry it off afterwards. Leave that for a minute to all cool down. Then I'll crack it open. Alright, so I'm going to open it up now. Poured another bottle of water on it. If it starts burning up, I'm going to have to run down to the stream, get another bottle of water and just douse it. But I don't have the time to be waiting around for it to cool down. I feel like a lot of it's turned into ash anyway. Let's find out. Yeah, it's a lot of ash in there. By the looks of it, barely any charcoal at all. I'll pull out all the charcoal and I'll show you what it looks like out of there. So I didn't get very much at all. In future I'm going to have to make sure that either I have to sit with it the whole time or make sure that no cracks are going to form in it while I'm gone, because I lost pretty much all the wood. So yeah, I'll do this again in future with a much better design. If you're going to be out doing something like this yourself, always remember, tidy up after you. These here are called dewberries, and they're closely related to blackberries, but they're a lot smaller, and they have this sort of waxy coating on them that makes them look blue. They grow a lot lower down, so if you see blackberries, you might see dewberries lower down, closer to the ground. And yeah, they taste pretty similar. Maybe a little bit more sweet than a blackberry. But yeah, they're pretty common. I think they are one of the plants that was used to breed the domesticated blackberry. Some domesticated species of blackberries and loganberries, raspberries. Dewberries seem to ripen a lot earlier than blackberries do. There's quite a lot of them here, as you can see, all around the place. Most of them seem to be ripe now, whereas the blackberries are still finishing up flowering and just starting to make their fruit. There are a couple of blackberries about starting to ripen where they were in places where there's more sun, but the dewberries are all pretty much ripe. So I'm down here in the stream, coming to gather some of this better clay here. What I believe happens is clay falls down from the hills over there into the stream, where the heavier sand and rocks settle out, and the purified basically clay settles up onto the bank over here. So I'm going to gather some of that and I'll get back to you.